Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Moonlight, and I am finally back with another video. So, been a while since I last recorded a video, and it's been a while since I last uploaded a video. So, I'm coming at you with uh, weeks 12 and 13 in this video, and week 14 will be up at some point, probably over Thanksgiving. I would have it up at some point, like tomorrow or Monday, but I have two papers and a test on Monday, so I have to deal with that first. But let's get into it. So week 12, we faced the Motor City Mamoswines and Maniac Pixie Fat Guy. Fantastic name, absolutely love it. So his team consists of Yveltal, Raikou, Salazzle, Whimsicott, Durant, Barbarical, Mega Gardevoir, Keldeo, Fortress, Flygon, and Palossand with the Waterium Z. And so I did do some mocks for this match, mostly because one of my friends in this league, shout out to Mr. Humper. Yeah, fantastic name, I know. So he helped me prep. So after all that, expecting Yveltal, Raikou. I'm expecting Yveltal, Raikou, Salazzle, Keldeo, uh, Fortress, and Palossand. Um, But I could also see Salazzle, Raikou, Yveltal, Barbarical, Keldeo, and then Palossand. Barbarical because he's been bringing it a lot, and he actually managed to sweep Laser 5-0, which is just mind-blowing because he's the only person who's been able to beat this guy. So that is nothing is quite terrifying. But I can, as you can guess, I can also see Fortress coming, and I can see Durant coming. Don't really see Gardevoir coming, or Flygon, or Whimsicott, but I did prep for them just in case. So let's get into this. So starting off, we have Flora the Florges, max HP, 100 defense, bold nature with 156 ABs and special defense. This is to take any hit from Yveltal, Specs Keldeo. It's, I believe, Hydro Pump is a 3-hit KO from a Specs Keldeo. Sorry, I just need to double check because it's been a while since we played the match. This is also to take hits from Raikou, Mega Gardevoir, and then I think I can take a non-Specs or Life Orb Sludge Bomb from Salazzle. Possibly a Life Orb Sludge Bomb. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure because it has been a while since I last viewed this match. So, don't really remember everything, but we shall see. Next, we have Sub-Zero, the Kyurem Black, with the Chople Berry. Max attack, max speed, naive nature, Fusion Bolt, Iron Head, Ice Beam, Earth Power. Chople Berry is there to bait in the Keldeo switch. So I can just tank I can tank a secret sword from Keldeo and then kill it with a Fusion Bolt. And then from there, this thing wrecks through his team. I mean, I'm expecting to bring like a Scarf Yveltal because that works really well against my team, but that being said, this thing runs through his team, with the exception of like Salazzle, which outspeeds. But even that, like Fortress is his only real defensive switch into this thing, so that's fun. Next we have an Aya Papa Berry Rotom Heat with Volt Switch, Overheat, Hidden Power Ice, Pain Split. Hidden Power Ice is there for Flygon just in case, because I don't want a D-Dancing Flygon to sweep me. So 112 speed, Timid, sorry, max special attack, and 144 HP. That speed is to speed creep so that is to speed creep max speed Jolly Barbarical before setup. Next we have Genesect, Choice Scarf, Choice Scarf, Hasty Nature, max special attack, Flamethrower, Iron Head, Ice Beam, U-Turn. This thing is just a great early game breaker or a late game sweeper versus him. Next we have Slade, the Mega Gallade, Poison Jab, Close Combat, Psycho Cut, Ice Punch. Ice Punch once again for the Flygon, because like I said, that thing is an issue if he brings it. Psycho Cut it's just good stab, and it deals with everything that's weak to Psycho Cut is dealt with. Close Combat, great stab, Poison Jab is there for the Mega Gardevoir on the off chance that he does bring it. Next we have Rindo Seismitoad with Stealth Rock, Toxic, Earthquake, and Hidden Power Fire. Hidden Power Fire is there for the Fortress. Alright, so we go in that. Yeah, so he does end up bringing the Durant. He ends up bringing the Durant and the Fortress, so no Raikou or Salazzle, which are two massive threats gone. So here, my best lead is Shoot. So for me, I can just lead off with, I believe I lead off with Genesect here. Yeah. So, yeah. No, I lead off with Seismitoad here, sorry. Because Seismitoad is a very free lead. I can Toxic the Yveltal, I can Hidden Power Fire the Fortress, I can Toxic the Palossand, I can EQ on the Durant, and I can EQ on the Barbaracle. So, here I can just get up my rocks pretty freely, because he can't do much to me. See, Secret Sword does 20%. So here I go for a Toxic, sorry. And so he goes into Fortress here as I switch into Fortress. And I just got up a Wish. And as he does reveal the Rapid Spin, so as expected. And I go back into Seismitoad to heal up, as he sets up his Toxic Spikes, which are a bit annoying, but Fortress can deal with it. So Hidden Power Fire, almost a 2-hit KO. As he goes into Palossand, and I go for another Hidden Power Fire. And I go for Toxic here, as he goes for Amnesia, which is a little scary, slightly, kind of, not really. As I go into Fortress here, as he goes for Iron Defense. Now the Toxic doesn't really matter too much with Fortress because I can just defog away the T-Spikes. As he does go for a Shadow Ball here, and I can outstall this thing. Sorry, I can outstall this thing. So he goes into Durant here as I go for the Wish. So here I just go right back into Seismitoad as he goes for a Hone Claws. And he goes for Iron Head, doesn't get the flinch luckily, and Hidden Power Fire takes it out. As he goes into Yveltal here, and I switch out into Fortress, not wanting to lose my Toad because rocks are still really good in this matchup, and it's my best Barbaracle counter. So, I go for a Wish here with Fortress. And yeah, so Dark Pulse never kills, and this is just a winning game for me here. So he goes into Barbaracle as I go for a Moonblast, and I deal 51% to him, which is a nice chunk. And he just goes for Waterium Z. I was expecting to Shell Smash, so down goes the Fortress, but that is fine. He goes into his Palossand here, which is annoying, as I go for the Hidden Power Ice. He ends up going for the Shadow Ball. What I should have done here is I should have just kept going for the Hidden Power Ice. But I do go for the Overheat here, which does lower my special attack by 2. And that brings in Barbaracle. And as you see, Volt Switch doesn't come so close. As he goes for this Shell Smash here. And so at this point, I was terrified because if he was carrying Cross Chop, which Mr. Hamper was bringing in Mach, then I straight up just lose here. But he does not. He ends up bringing the Rock Slide instead. He doesn't get the flinch, and Seismitoad picks up a second kill. So in comes the Yveltal, and I just sack off Toad here. It's done its job. As I bring in the Cure in Black, bluffing the Scarf because he has not seen this thing yet. Fortress comes in. I go for the Fusion Bolt. Should have gone for Fusion Bolt again, but I just chose to go for the Earth Power. So he goes into Keldeo here, thinking he can kill, but luckily the Chople Berry comes in handy, and Fusion Bolt knocks out the Keldeo. And at this point, I win, pretty much. So unless he does crazy damage, but like no. Dark Pulse is going to take out the Kieran Black, but not before I cripple this thing, and Genesect comes in here and gets the U-turn off, and we win 3-0. No, Ice Beam, close enough. We win here 3-0. Alright, so next we have week 14. We're facing the Missouri Yanmegas. No, week 13, sorry. Facing the Missouri Yanmegas. His team is Blacephalon, Togekiss, Tentacruel, Jolteon, Hariyama, Klinklang, Megalodios, Tyrantrum, Claydol, Celebi, Bouffalant, with the Grassing Z. We did trade earlier in the season Klinklang for Dusknoir. So we shall see what happens. But the team I was expecting him to bring Blacephalon, Togekiss, Celebi, Claydol, Hariyama, and then I saw Klinklang or Tentacruel coming. So, alright. No, sorry, that was the wrong week. So, starting it off, we have Seismitoad here. Standard max HP, max defense set with the Impish Nature. Stealth Rock, Toxic, Earthquake, Ice Punch. Ice Punch is here for the Megalodios. Don't really know what else you expect. Megalodios is a threat, so is Togekiss. So, and then Earthquake is good for Blacephalon, it's good for Jolteon, Tentacruel, standard stuff. And then Stealth Rock is just fantastic against his team once they're up. He has almost no way of getting rid of them if he isn't running Rapid Spin on Tentacruel. Next we have pretty much the same floor set as last week, except we're running Max Bidef. This is my main Specs Blacephalon counter. This is one of my main Specs Blacephalon checks. Good wish passing, all that stuff. Now we have Draco. That speed, I don't remember what exactly that speed was for. I don't remember what exactly I was speed creeping, if anything. I'm not sure what exactly that speed is, but that's the speed stat. But this is a great Celebi switch-in, and if I can get this thing freely in on Blacephalon, then Pursuit just kills it, straight up. Assault Vest does work. Next we have another Scarf, Genesect. I did originally have a setup Genesect, but chose not to go with it. U-turn, Ironhead, Dark Pulse, Blaze Kick, Shiny because Blaze Kick was a Shiny exclusive move. And then we have Sub-Zero, Kieran Black, Choice Scarf, here again. Fusion Bolt, Ice Beam, Earth Power, Outrage, 104 attack, 152 speed, naive with max special attack. This was speed creeping a max speed timid Togekiss Scarfed. And then we have Swords Dance, Mega Gallade with Poison Jab, Psycho Cut, and Knockoff. So, he ends up bringing Klinklang and Jolteon instead of Claydol and, what else was it? Togekiss. But he still has those big threats in Hariyama and Blacephalon. And so, based off of this team composition, my guess was that he was bringing Grassy Z Celebi, or at the very least, a Scarf. So I was thinking either a Grass Z Celebi with Calm Mind, or some sort of setup, or a Stealth Rocking Celebi lead. Klinklang, standard Klinklang set, Shift Gear, Wild Charge, Gear Grind, and then some other move, either Substitute or Magnet Rise. Blacephalon, I was guessing that this was either Scarfed or Specs Blacephalon. Tentacruel, expecting defensive. Hariyama, Flame Orb, Guts. And then, of course, Jolteon just does what Jolteon does. So, here I lead with Genesect, I believe. Yeah, so I lead Genesect versus the Klinklang. as I just go for a U-turn here. Could have gone for the Blaze Kick, but I didn't know what he was going to do, as he goes for the substitute here, which is a bit annoying. But he can't touch the Seismitoad, so I just go for an Earthquake here. Break the sub. And another Earthquake is almost guaranteed to kill, as he brings in the Hariyama. And so I don't see... Yeah, so I don't see the Flame Orb here, but I'm not 100% sure whether or not that was a misplay on. So at this point, I don't know if it was a misplay on his end, or if he was running Guts with something like Choice Band, which I definitely thought was a possibility. So I went for the Stealth Rocks here rather than for Toxic. But the damage from this Bulldoze does tell me that he is Sheer Force banned, as he goes into Celebi here, and I just collect the Toxic. And here I have a pretty free switch into Drapion, which eats up that Leaf Storm. And I just go for the knockoff here, and I get rid of this Hariyama's Choice Band, which is nice. As I go back into Florges, as the Fire Punch still does a lot of damage. So he goes into Tentacruel here, as I go for the Wish, and I go for a Protect. Scouting out the Sludge Bomb, as he goes for a Giga Drain here, which, I mean, good on my end for not going into Toad here. As he switches into Klinklang, and I Wish again, and this time I double back into Toad, as he goes for Substitute again, and now Toad is back at full. And so he goes into his Celebi here, as I go for the Earthquake, which, it does a decent chunk, as I go into Florges here, as he goes for another Leaf Storm. And here I can just freely Wish, as he goes into the Klinklang. Sorry. And so he goes into his Tentacruel, as I go into my Toad, and I double back into Drapion, as he goes for the Hydro Pump. And he goes for it again, which I find very odd, and turns out he was Scarfed Offensive Tentacruel, so that was a bit interesting. So I go into Florges here. I know I can take a Sludge Bomb, as he goes for Giga Drain here, which tells me that he doesn't have the Sludge Bomb on this Tentacruel set, which I just found really odd. So I'm just trying to put myself into a position where Drapion pretty freely comes in. So I go for the Moonblast on the Jolteon. Another one will kill, and the special attack drop is very nice. As he goes into his Blacephalon here, I go for the Wish, and based off the damage of the Shadow Ball, I think he was Scarfed. I think this was Scarf damage from Blacephalon. So I can take another Wish, and I can double into Drapion. I can take the Shadow Ball, and I can get all the way back up with the Wish, as I go for a Pursuit here, knowing he's going to switch, and down goes the Blacephalon. Hariyama comes in here, and I double into Toad. Well, not double, I just switch into Toad. As I go for a Toxic here. Pretty much crippled this Hariyama. Well, Hariyama was crippled anyway without the band, so I just go for an Earthquake here, knock out the Hariyama. It's not like I burned it or anything. As he goes into his Celebi here, as I switch back into my Drapion, as he pops the Gracium Z, which doesn't do squat. As he goes for an Ancient Power here, trying to get the boost, but I just go for 2 Pursuits, which knock it out. As here he goes into Klinklang, as I just switch into my Seismitoad, because at this point I know I can win pretty easily with just by preserving my differential, by saving my Mons. So I just go for an Earthquake here, knock out the Klinklang, as in comes Tentacruel, and I know I can take any hit with Kyurem Black from this, so I just bring in KB here. And KB just clicks Earth Power twice for the win. So, GG to both my guys, Dirty Dan and Maniac Pixie King. You guys are sweet. You guys are awesome dudes. Sorry that your seasons haven't going as planned. I really am. But this 6-0 does mean that this team, we are back into the playoff race. Well, I mean, we were already in the playoff race as of playing these two matches, but these were two massive wins because we currently have a 5-game winning streak going as of week 13. Not going to spoil what happened for week 14 just yet. But as of playing this match, I believe that we had, I think, hold on a second. Yeah, we're 8-5 on the season as of going into this match, plus 7 differential, I believe, which really promising, and really is looking good for the season for us. So, I will bring you guys next week match versus the Zoroarks, and I will also try to bring in the week 15 match versus the Death Valley Heatrans, and the coach Tim, the brother of your boy, the Sin City Giratinas, the main man, the main moderator of this league. So, I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good one. Peace.